Hello everyone, and welcome to this video where I analyze Fat Shark's mistakes on game balancing. Because what I see them doing for the past 1 or 2 years is two things. Firstly, they increased the amount of mobs on the map on each difficulty, in this way artificially raising the difficulty of the game. And this is bad. Now I'll explain why. Now they're reducing the amount of mobs and increasing their durability, basically how much damage they can tank. And this is bad. And let me explain why. It's because we have 4 culprits, 4 combat abilities, and 3 weapons that just make the core game mechanics irrelevant. Stay tuned and find out the details. Now, this video isn't supposed to be just a rant, it's also some tips from me to Fat Shark on how to make the game more interesting for everyone, from the casual players to all the hardcore Havoc players. So, I'm going to be talking about how certain abilities and certain weapons in the game just make the game's mechanics irrelevant. And by game mechanics, I mean blocking, dodging, parrying, and staggering to some extent. So all of these mechanics are completely made irrelevant by the following abilities and weapons. The Ogren Town Loyal Protector absolutely makes dodging, blocking, parrying completely irrelevant for anyone who is not the Ogren. The shield and taunt, the slab shield and battle maul weapon of the Ogren, they also make parrying and blocking a bit too easy because of the special action of the shield, which basically allows you to infinitely tank any amount of hits, regardless if they are ranged or melee, as long as you're just holding the shield towards them and they're not behind you or something like that. The only thing the special action doesn't really block are trapper nets and dogs, which is kinda weird, not gonna lie. I don't think that's how physics in the game would actually, in real life, would actually work, but it is at least some kind of balancing, because otherwise, if it also blocked shields and dogs, then this would single-handedly be the most OP thing in the whole game. Instead, it's only the second most OP thing after Loyal Protector. Why Loyal Protector is so OP is because it just makes the game's mechanics irrelevant. Your team does not have to dodge anymore, your team doesn't have to block anymore, they don't have to parry, they just can shoot and spam their melee attacks and have 0 cares in the world. And this is bad. And why I think it's bad is because literally the whole game that is Darktide, the whole idea, the premise, why it is so different and better than most other games on the market is exactly because the dodge, the shield, the block, the parry, all of these mechanics that are in the game are missing or not as polished in other games. And that's why I hate abilities like Loyal Protector. They make the core mechanics that make Darktide a unique product on the game market completely irrelevant. So it's just bad. It just negates all kinds of skill expression from the game. And to top it all off, Loyal Protector has only a cooldown of 50 seconds And if you instead take this, you can have it even lower. But why would you take it when you can also just have cooldown ability regeneration on your trinkets? There's just no reason. No real reason. It's just not balanced. It used to be that Point Blank Barrage had a base cooldown of 80 seconds. I think having Loyal Protector on 80 seconds would really balance this ability out. As long as they remove this as well, that replenishes your cooldown. So if you have this on 80 seconds, then I could see how this is balanced. I would agree it's kind of balanced. Another reason why this is not balanced is because the effect of Loyal Protector repeats after 3 seconds and then again after 6 seconds. So not only do you taunt every enemy within 12 meters, making them only attack you for 15 seconds, but you also create this effect again after 3 seconds and again after 6 seconds, taunting all new enemies that have come again towards you, and possibly refreshing the effect on the ones that are already near. Not too sure about that, but it might probably be how that works as well. So the fact that the effect repeats is again something that makes the ability very unbalanced, combined with the short cooldown. And combining this with Attention Seeker, which allows you to taunt anything you push, combined with no pushover passive, which allows you to have stagger on your pushes. When you use it, you can basically push down most enemies, and then this creates space for you to taunt anything behind them and around you and around them, because you've created the space basically. So the fact that this is so OP with such a low cooldown and the effect repeats every 3 and 6 seconds, and then Attention Seeker giving you again more taunt options with pushover as well, it's just not balanced, guys. Like, I know what you're gonna say, and this is not the point of the video. Like, you're gonna say, oh, well, you can always choose who you want to play with in Havoc 40. You can just deny every Ogren. So, first of all, one of the main problems with this premise is that I would have to install a mod in order for me to view the people's builds. Like, I can't view this guy's build from here. Yeah, it doesn't give me the option. So I have to install a whole mod in order to be able to view his build. And if I just deny every Ogren because they might have taunt, then I'm also denying every Ogren that has Indomitable or Point Blank Barrage instead as a build. And I like those abilities. They're actually skill-based abilities. Compared to Loyal Protector, they're actually skill-based abilities. Loyal Protector just is a really bad ability. I'm 95, maybe 99% sure that if Fat Shark removed or heavily nerfed Loyal Protector with the suggestions I'm giving them, like remove the repeat effect, make the base cooldown 80 seconds, remove this node, if they nerf it to the ground like that, or just remove the ability as a whole and replace it with something else, I am 99% sure that most players who have previously reached Havoc 40 will not be able to reach it. I kid you not. I think most players are so bad at dodging, parrying and blocking and movement and positioning in general, that if you remove this single ability, then 90 to 99% of players who have previously reached Havoc 40 will be unable to reach Havoc 40. I kid you not. That's what I believe. I can't prove it, obviously, and it might be exaggerated, but what I can tell you from 2000 hours in the game is that legitimately most players are really bad at blocking, parrying, and dodging. And probably the reason why they're so bad is because most Ogrins run Taunt as their combat ability instead of Indomitable and Point Blank Barrage. And whenever you have a Taunt Ogren on your team, you are basically not really allowed to practice your parrying and blocking and dodging, because he just taunts everything and now nothing is ever attacking you, and you can just spam your light attacks and win. It's just such a bad ability. It's just a bad ability. It's just a bad ability that makes the whole skill expression of the game, the core mechanics that make Darktide unique, completely irrelevant. And this ability is completely skill baseless. It has no skill expression. If it at least had an 80-second cooldown as a base, then you could argue that experienced Ogrins use Taunt in the right times. But as it is right now, the Ogre has enough of cooldown reduction, and you can add even more cooldown reduction on your trinkets, that it just makes everything in terms of skill expression with this ability irrelevant, and the ability itself makes skill expression for the whole team completely irrelevant because it eliminates all the core mechanics of Darktide. And this is why it's a bad ability, and this is why Fat Shark increasing the number of mobs or increasing their health are just bad attempts at balancing the game. The real problem with balancing and creating actually fun difficulty in the game will be achieved once Loyal Protector and the next 5 culprits that I'm gonna name in the next videos that I post are nerfed. This is the way to make Darktide fun again. This is the way to create a real difficulty, not artificial difficulty from just spamming more mobs or giving them more HP. Nerfing these game-breaking and mechanic negating, deleting abilities will actually create fun difficulty in the game.